From the studios of Blackwater Media in the city of Atlanta, it's time for another edition of Swamp Chat, which of course is all news and notes for everything Blackwater Media related. I'm of course your host, Dr. William Lester, and I'd like to start off by saying I hope everybody has had a good weekend. It's summer's winding down. It's still quite warm, but we have falling leaves. When I look outside my window, look outside the front door, the driveway, the front yard, the backyard, starting to accumulate yellow and brown leaves, a little bit of orange. Fall is coming. We are about to hit today we hit the mid-September point. And so, of course, also, for me, traditionally, when you get halfway through September, you start thinking about the H word. Of course, Halloween is right around the corner, so starting to get that feeling. Lots and lots to talk about in terms of what's going on with Blackwater Media, what's coming down the pipeline, what's come out so far. First of all, I'm remiss I would be remiss without giving heavy thanks to the people out there who have supported Blackwater Media, the YouTube subscribers, who of course were fundamental in the architecture of everything that's happening. Certainly the people who have followed along on Facebook. The Blackwater Media Facebook page has just grown and developed by leaps and bounds. And of course, last but not least, the Swamp Hunters Society members, because that is quickly becoming the lifeblood of the organization. Those people who have decided that they enjoy the entertainment quality of Blackwater Media, the stories. They enjoy it so much that they were willing to make the ultimate commitment in support of Blackwater Media by purchasing a Swamp Hunter Society membership, $4.99 a month. So thank you to those people. Now, there's a lot going on in terms of the stories, the shows, and I want to kind of break things down just a little bit for everybody so you know what's going on. Now, if you go over to blackwatermedia.net and you're on the front page, you're going to see a lot of things to look at and listen to. So right now on the front page, there are, I think, three main premium content stories that are being promoted, on that front page. Those are the most recent premium content stories there for you. Cabin Fever, which is a crazy, insane dogman story. And I mean, when I say crazy and insane, it's the most unbelievable thing I've ever heard. And it really gets deep down into how insidious and monstrous the dogman creature is. You have one called Swamp Scare, which is a harrowing encounter of a weird reptilian creature in the swamps in South Georgia, in the Okefenokee Swamp. And you have A Killing Moon. Now, A Killing Moon, you will see up there as a episode of the Nightfall radio show. Now, Cabin Fever and Swamp Scare, you'll notice, are designated as Darkfall. And you say, well, what's the difference, Doc? Well, Darkfall, and it's really this wasn't even done intentionally. There was no plan, but sometimes things just take on a life of their own, a natural evolution, and things kind of come together. Darkfall has become, for Blackwater Media, the place where you can hear, or the format through which you can hear real life encounters with the paranormal, cryptid encounters with the supernatural. These are eyewitness experiencer accounts. The Nightfall radio show has become the place for horror fiction, for paranormal and supernatural fiction. Most of the stories that you will hear on the Nightfall Radio Show, like A Killing Moon, are stories that I have written over the years. A Killing Moon was written, I believe, in like 1991. And it's had various incarnations from being published in magazines. I featured it in a book that I wrote back in 98 called The Children of the Night. But this, I think, is the ultimate incarnation of the story. The way it's dramatized in a digital audio format, I think is very entertaining. It was released yesterday, Saturday, September the 14th. And I just think it's a great story. It's got all the classic Gothic elements. It's got black magic. It has vampires. It has werewolves. And if you're just into monster stories, give A Killing Moon a listen. You'll absolutely love it. The sound effects are right on point. I think it's just a fantastic story, but it is premium content, so you're going to have to become a member of the Swamp Hunter Society to hear it. There are teasers for Cabin Fever, Swamp Scare, and A Killing Moon on the Blackwater Media Facebook page. Just listen to the teasers. And I defy you to listen to those and decide that you don't want to hear the rest of those stories. And to be honest with you, there are several stories in the Swamp Hunter Society VIP lounge on the website. I'm not looking at it right now, but there's 10, 12, 13, 14 stories in there right now for you. These three, Cabin Fever, Swamp Scare, and A Killing Moon, more than justify the $4.99 a month alone. Never mind all of the rest of the great stories that are there. Free content. There's a lot of free content, and I want to emphasize that I said this a long time ago to everyone when I made the decision to move away, or to move my base of operations away from YouTube onto a self-contained website. I told everyone, I promised everyone, number one, we would still have a presence on YouTube, and we certainly do. But number two, there would continue to be free content, and there certainly is in great abundance. And number three, it would continue to be quality free content. So there have been some recent story releases, and all of these that I'm about to tell you about do come under the umbrella of the Nightfall Radio Show. Kaiju, Takoru, Arthur Plura, these are all story titles. The Castle, which is an old vampire story that I wrote years ago. The Red Man, which is kind of like my retelling of an old Southern folktale. And The Wing Thing, which again is a crazy monster story. All of these are featured on the front page of blackwatermedia.net, and those 6 stories are free. Now, if you go to YouTube or to the Blackwater Media Facebook page, you will also see those stories featured as a preview. So I give you a short clip from those stories, and then I invite you over to blackwatermedia.net, because what I'm trying to get everyone to do, what I'd like you guys to do, even if you just want to hear the free content, please, please, please listen to it for free at blackwatermedia.net. Of course, that drives traffic, that builds traffic to the website, and that enhances everything that I'm trying to do with Blackwater Media. So listen to the teasers, listen to the previews on Facebook or YouTube. That's fine. But especially for the free material, if you just want to listen, go over to blackwatermedia.net. And if you decide that you don't want to be a Swamp Hunter Society member, you can still help out the effort by listening to the free content at blackwatermedia.net. It really helps out a lot. Kaiju, of course, is a story. It's a Japanese word that means strange creature. So, obviously I'm kind of giving you a little wink wink about what's going on there. Tokoru is a creepy crawly story. And I think that when you see the promotional graphic for it, you'll kind of get it. And it's interesting because when I wrote that story, I was just writing fantasy, writing horror. And then some scientists discovered a creature in amber, millions and millions of millions of years old, that literally was exactly what I was describing in Tokoru. So it's kind of interesting how art imitates life in this case. And when I wrote that story, I had no idea. Well, nobody knew because they just discovered the creature. So it is interesting with that synchronicity. Arthropleura is a short story of a similar nature, except it deals with a prehistoric creature that is somehow brought back to life and runs wild in the late 19th century. Again, like I said, The Castle is a great old vampire story that I wrote. Really listen to that and feel the atmosphere of The Castle, because I think that's where the strength of the story is. Again, The Red Man is an old Southern folk tale, and kind of quirky, kind of eclectic, a little bit creepy, a little bit funny in places, but certainly qualifies in the weird category. The Wing Thing is about a particular monster that is well known in the mythologies of many cultures. And of course, the story surrounds a researcher who discovers that the creature is not simply mythological. In fact, he happens to have one locked up in a storage room. And that's a free story called The Winged Thing. So again, get your Swamp Hunter Society membership. It's very easy. Just go over to the website. When you get to the website, the menu is on your left. And very high up on that menu list, you'll see where it says Become a Swamp Hunter Society member. You click on it, you go over, you sign up, $4.99 a month, and you're in. You get the username and password, and you can go on over into the lounge, kick back. And I'll tell you something else. I mean, I know people have all different kinds of ways that they listen. Some people have like a iPad or a laptop, or they use their iPhone or their Galaxy phone or whatever, Android, whatever. I really, really recommend that when you listen to these stories, if you have a good set of headphones, use them. Because when you have the headphones on, your ears are able to, they really do capture all of the layers of sound, all of the sound effects that I include in these stories. Really, it just brings it to life. And it's a lot of fun to do, and I drop a lot of things in sound-wise to the stories that you might miss if you're just listening just through the speaker of whatever device you have, and it's just going out into the open air. You might miss. It's still going to be great. It's still going to be thrilling. It's still going to be creepy. It's still going to be scary. It's still going to be fun, and you're going to love it. But put on a pair of headphones and triple your enjoyment. And I just a recommendation. I know. Even if, I don't like them, but, I know some people just use the earbuds, and even the earbuds would be a step up from just, plain old device speakers. So again, Cabin Fever, Swamp Scare, and A Killing Moon are the latest premium content stories that are available for you. Now I need to take a sip of my Captain Morgan's Black and Coke. Oh man, that's remarkable. So I think that's going to be all for this Swamp Chat. Remember, visit us on the Blackwater Media Facebook page, the Blackwater Media YouTube channel, and ultimately, get on over to blackwatermedia.net, listen to the free content, and if you love it as much as I know you will, go ahead and sign up for your Blackwater Media Swamp Hunters Society membership. All right, guys, that's all for this edition. Have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy some football. And I'll see you next time around.